Berkery. Kick comes down and it travels out. So as time ticks down, really dead time here. 4 minutes to play. By it. Toppin gets back across here, and Jack Dean. It is in the 20. By it. Bristow. Iville. Draver. He's already got a couple looking for a hat trick close to the line. Held up, does well to get to turf. Bristow to the middle of the park. It's a tiring Gundagai side now. They know the game's out of reach. Pearce knows the line's within reach. He goes towards it. Bristow dives towards Bristow, outstretching. Does he put the ball down? I think he might have. We have a brilliant individual try. Probably deserves it as well from his work rate today. And Tumut put a bit of icing on their victory this afternoon. They go 28-4 clear. 6 tries in the match to 1. So possibly the last points of the game coming up. Six tries, 5 individual scorers. Draver with a couple. Iville, Hickson, Masters. The captain's on the board. And this man, Toppin, about to top it off. Has to be said, his easiest kick of the afternoon. Hasn't been a perfect day in front of goals, but he'll cap it off with a third conversion here. He doesn't. So there you go, 28-4. Commentator's curse. We've got 90 seconds to play in the ball game. Watching it through the eyeballs of Neil Kelly this afternoon and All in Sports. The Tigers, I imagine, won't be any great hurry to kick this football off here. Happy to let time tick away. Iville's going to go back and take it. Little Bo Peep there across to Pearce. He comes out with it. Really, for both teams here, they'll be trying to look after each other, really. Within their own team, they won't be wanting any injuries here. Certainly from Gundagai's perspective, that'd be a terrible way to end the game. Last minute, really junk time in it. I reckon he's a late call-up, Dean. He wasn't on our list initially when we come to the game. Toppin, by it. Runs into Collins. Now the kick comes up by Bristow. Elphick is underneath it, gets up and hits the turf. On top of him, Hickson. Coming out, Willis. 20 out from the line. Tigers Tigers to form maybe one last attack. O'Hare offloading, trying the miracle pass, manages to get it to Hay. Why not? Bit of razzle-dazzle late, perhaps. Anything can happen. Across here to Collins. And now Tout. Can board across to O'Hare. He's held up. So can't be long to go in the game now. Willis has Elphick, puts it down. It goes out. And the Blues have answered every call this afternoon. It's on the death of full time here. It'll be a 24-point win to Tumut. And that is full time. Referee blows the whistle. Players agree. That is all over with it. There's the buzzer. Players didn't even bother waiting for it. 28-4. Tumut too good. They had a 10-0 lead at half time. Gundagai came out solidly in the second half, but then more points across the line to the Blues, put it 14-0. They hit back the Tigers through the agency of Gorman, but since then, Iville, with a bit of brilliance to feed Draper into a hole, and then some late execution from Hickson and also Bristow. Hickson went the length of the field. Bristow was classy, and it was the difference in the game. So thanks for your company on All In Sports this afternoon. Group 9 Rugby League action. In the end, it was the Tumut Blues too good, showing why they're the higher ranked side on the ladder compared to Gundagai, defeating the Tigers 28-4 for now. From Steve Murphy and Neil Kelly, it's goodbye.
Hey, you never would believe it, but there's this thing called COVID, and you're not allowed to stand and drink. So, yeah, I can see over there, wave. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. But, yeah, unfortunately, boys, you've got to sit and drink. You can't catch COVID if you're sitting. Thanks very much, fellas. Appreciate your assistance. It's a thankless job. Won't hurt you. Please sit down. A bit of admin. I'm not able to do the live scoring for Gundagai v Tumut, which is the main game today. Always a good grudge match, this one, but I'm not able to do the live scoring. So either Rosie, if you want to do it as a visitor, or Gundagai, if you want to send someone up to log in and do the live scoring, that'd be great. We're happy to do the announcing, obviously, but
apologise for the late audio issue in our live stream this afternoon. Welcome along to All In Sports coverage of the Group 9 2021 season. This is going to be a beauty. They played off in the grand final last season. It is the Tumut Blues taking on Gundagai, obviously. You can see on your screens as you've watched, we've ticked over, well, just about to tick over 10 minutes gone so far in the match. Gundagai going with no score in the game so far to the left of screen. That was McQueen with the ball. Gundagai sitting 25 out from their line now. Hay flicks it back inboard across to Smith, and he's dragged down pretty much right on the 20. So a good feel about this one. Early days in the game. Little kick via Hay towards the pocket looking for Scott, who gets on the end of it. Somehow found its way across to him, but he couldn't quite grasp it in time. Hits the ground in disgust, and Tumut dodged a little bit of a bullet there. A nice little kick in the end by Hay. Took a turn pass to the defence of Tumut. Bringing out with, looks like Pearce getting out. It is towards the defensive 30. Aroa to Indivai. A favourite man to call in this competition. The big fella generally takes a few with him along the way as well. This is Byatt. Charges up towards halfway. Last time we called Tumut at this ground, it was at Laurie Daley Oval, by the way. Splendid to see Group 9 Rugby League continue here this year as Byatt feeds it off beautifully across to Iville. And they go within the 40 here. Tumut was against his brother Byatt as well. Robbie Byatt for the Thunder. So good to see him going well. Is that Aragon over there? They possess it. In fact, it's Jeffrey. About 28 out from the line now. Pearce again, straight up the middle. Taken down in a tackle there by the 12 in Tout. And now the kick to come via Anderson. He goes aerial. It's a nice high kick of the McDonald's footy as well. Camping under it, fumbling in his Scott, but he comes up with it in the end around Aroa to Indivai. Brilliantly, still going. Nice little run by Scott. Gets out of the defensive 20 nicely. And now Gundagai to build an attack on the back of Gorman. Plenty of energy, both these sides early on in this game. Great rivals, of course, two genuine contenders for the 2021 title again for the 4X Gold Group 9 season. Berkery, such a star, really did add plenty of polish to their grand final last season. And Gundagai go deep with a kick. Just tracking this back here is Drabber. Gets on the end of it and brings it out. Taking a tackle down by the 4 in Willis. So no score, as you can see, we've elapsed 12.5 minutes. Opening half here from Laurie Daley Oval. Neither side having a real amount of dominance in the game so far. The 12 here in Leapai. Sure, a lot of teams will be watching this with a lot of interest this afternoon. Tumut, of course, at this point of the season, the favourites for the title. They've got plenty of company in South City. Young, the side they're playing today as well. I'm sure there'll be a lot of interested onlookers about how Gundagai go about it. Nice charge down by Berkery, but the Tigers pushing right up on the attack of Tumut there. Putting plenty of pressure on the defence. And the Tigers come up with the ball. So we've got 3 Elphics out there today as well. That's Mark, who's possessed the ball. So it's going to be plenty of Elphics called throughout the course of the day. This is charging along with Tout. And lost the ball. So great defence by Pearce, or in fact it was Masters in the end. The player did the majority of damage alongside Jeffrey. Gundagai have turned the ball back over and haven't gained much meterage in it. So just shy of halfway. Not bad field position for Tumut to come up with a ball here. Side can land the first blow in this one. field. Just shy of halfway here for Tumut. Now with the ball is Leopai. Toppin goes to Byatt. And Byatt's charging up the middle, running straight towards McQueen. Toppin again. Back in board across to Masters. He flicks it wide, and going through a gap is Bristow, opening things up. Iville alongside him. He flicks it wider out there to the corner, and it looks like looks like Drabber's gone across in the corner. And the Blues will be first to score this afternoon. How about that? Lightning hands. Bristow absolutely brilliant. Found the gap, pinned the ears back. And then creative. Iville overlapping, coming in behind him. Chose to go to the outside man. And Draper goes across. And the Blues lead the contest 4-0. 16 minutes in. Toppin have the kick to come. Really out of nothing, opening up the defence of Gundagai. Such a creative player, Bristow. And the kick by Toppin is no good, so it remains an unconverted try. The difference in the game, 4-0. As we tick over 17 minutes in the contest. First blood to the Blues here. Laurie Daley Oval in Junee. Must say, last couple of broadcasts we've done here, it's been either drizzling rain or certainly threatening an overcast. Today is as good conditions as we've had. It's not too hot, but it's perfect temperature for the players out there. Don't think there'll be too many complaints by the players today. And from kickoff, Iville travels a fair way too. It's gathered. And Byatt to bring it out. Charges up, 10 out from the line for Tumut. Midway through the opening half, Masters. Berkery involved in the tackle. So too is Dunn, who's found his way on. Leopai bouncing off a couple. Still he goes. McQueen hanging on for dear life. Toppin out to Bristow. Passes on this occasion. Byatt. Looks over Berkery. Gathers another couple in Junee. And now Bristow goes aerial with a kick. Taken nicely down here by Scott. Elects to pass this time across to the fullback in O'Hare. Who can forget his wonderful try in the grand final last year. We got the perfect bounce. The Tigers push back in defence here, back inside their own 20. Bit of momentum here for Tumut. Berkery tries to change that and charges straight up into a couple of defenders, and Masters and co drag him back. Done. And now this is in the 11 in Smith. Berkery goes back inside across Tout. Back Berkery. Flicks it wide. And they do work it out wide nicely here. Scott is on the outside of Gorman. Gorman elects not to pass. Queen goes back in board across to Hay. pressure. He goes skyward. And the Blues will bring it out of defence. 15 out from their own line here. Dunn involved. Picking himself up underneath all that. There's the 18 in Bridgman today. He's had a jumper change. Roll to Indivai. Leapai now. Leapai runs into Scott. Gorman there as well. Roll to Indivai waiting. Buys past him. Bristow. Pearce. And his ball a little hot to handle for Masters. Great defence by Gundagai rushing up again. And they turn the ball over in their attacking half. Good field position here to start their set. Already see the pressure on the ball carrier, a feature of the game. 4-0. If you've just joined us, Drabber crossing. The opening 16 minutes of play, just before it. O'Hare. Top and unable to convert from the sideline. Gundagai up towards their 30 here. On the end of it, the 13 in Teholo. And now Hay passing wide, and they work it beautifully out towards the corner to Elphick, who went back inside and has turned it over as he was about to be bundled over the sideline. So Masters coming up with it. And now Pearce. Jared Pearce on this occasion. Tuman hemmed in at the moment in their defensive 20. Toppin. It's across to Pearce. Pass, I think, intended for Bristow. Slides past him. A little scrappy from Tuman on that occasion. Now the kick high, down, Scott underneath it, takes it comfortably, has some room to move and think about it here. Sees a couple of big boys in Leapai and Aroa to Indivai. He runs into Leapai. O'Hare trying to craft something through the middle. Bite grabs him. Before too much damage could be done, they're right on the 40. Defensive half. Smith. Teholo. Teholo offloading and through Gorman, wide for Scott. Now, he's going to charge down the side, switches back in. Seen Toppin had him covered. Probably a good move. Toppin reading that play beautifully. Gorman goes back inside McQueen. Fast hands across. They work it. Through here to Tout. O'Hare. He's looking even wider out towards the direction of Jack Elphick. Doesn't get to him. Gundagai. Changing the angles of the game. Hay goes aerial. High ball. And well taken underneath that. A fancy Aragon. Taking it nicely. Bridgman. No, it was Aragon. Aroa to Indivai. Who looks injured behind the players too well, just quietly. Pearce. Some high contact, bounces off a couple. A nice run here by Pearce. Gathers 10. Builds some momentum. Anderson fed back to Bristow, who put a kick down. Good kick too in behind the defence. O'Hare backtracks, gathers it just inside the goal. We'll come out to the broadcast side of Laurie Daley Oval. So just the one try in the game so far. It's been a really taxing start to the game for both teams. End-to-end football. Both sides rushing up on the opposition attack. Teholo. just over 15 minutes to play. Gundagai charging through McQueen. And he's lost the ball. It'll be interesting how it goes, and it goes the way of Gundagai, a penalty. And this is probably their best chance of the opening half so far. I'll march this ball downfield. And around 25 out now from the try line. Gorman across to Tout. How creative can the attack be here to get through? That brilliant Tumut defence. Mark Elphick through hands to Field. He's charging up 10 out here. Brought down eventually in a tackle by Pearce. Dunn comes out here to McQueen. McQueen looking to O'Hare. Took it almost behind him. Wide to Scott. Had to wait for the bouncing ball. Aragon's got him. Closing in. 8 out from the line. Gorman goes back to Tout. Berkery going to his right. Berkery looking towards a gap. Gundagai. And now through Hay. Back inside. A couple out from the line. Berkery. Pass is done. A really sloppy play in the end towards Willis. And they've messed it up. And they'll get the ball back here, Tumut. Some sloppy passing. Turning the ball over towards the feet of Willis. And a knock on. We'll have the ball with Tumut. 10 out from their own line. Surviving the biggest test they've had of this opening half. Aragon. Mark Elphick been involved a few times. Leopold has had a couple of good carries in this opening half. Done a power of work for his side. Coming out of defence. Bristow, always creative. Iville seeing a gap and trying to go through it as well. He's still going. Can't be tackled at the moment. Have a look at him. Bouncing up and down off the ground. Eventually they get a hold of him, not before he does 20 metres of damage. And now Pearce. Pearce dummying beautifully out to Draver. And now the kick comes towards the corner across here by, it looked like it was Toppin. And we had a try across there to the number 11 in Jeffrey. It's not. Brilliant kick. In fact, it was Hickson over there for the Blues. Nice passage of play. Brilliant dummy by Pearce. Just open things up on that left-hand wing. The Blues to come again. Leopold. 5 out from the line. They can taste more points here. Aragon. He's held out, still 5 out from the line. They switch back towards the middle. Masters. And he's going to bounce off a couple, open things up, go himself towards the line, Masters. An individual brilliant effort. And the Blues have a second try in the opening half. Masters take a bow. The slice and dice through the opposition. Bounced off the initial tackle, and once that was done, things just opened up. There was the opportunity to potentially look to go out wide. But the gap was there, went himself, lost the Dax in the meantime on the way to the line, and it's 8-0 in the ball game. As we go 29 minutes into the contest. Given the way this first half has gone, no doubt the players having a drink now will be welcoming a bit of a break. Obviously, Gundagai would prefer it not to come off the back of points against them, but it has been taxing. So it'll be interesting this last 10 minutes of the first half, whether either side can capitalise on a tiring defence of their opposition. Topping to make this ball game 10-0. And he does that successfully. So we're at 10-0, beyond 30 minutes played. The 4X Gold Group 9 Rugby League match of the round here at Junee. Healthy crowd around as well. Good to see. We start from kickoff with O'Hare. Iville. And the Blues will bring it out from fullback again. Pearce. Taken down. Slowly to his feet. Bristow. Crossing board. Masters. Goes without saying, but Gundagai would not want to leak more points against this Blues outfit before half-time, particularly if they don't score themselves. Leopai. Don't give up many points, Tumut. Arrogant. Toppin. Now the kick to come by Anderson. And it's going to roll dead, I would imagine. Just a little bit too strong on the kick. Wasn't a terrible kick, just a little bit too much, a metre or so. And the Tigers will bring the ball back out to the 20. Had their moments, the Tigers, in this opening half, but the Blues controlling things. Berkery tries something amazing, gives it up to Jeffrey. And the Tigers turn the ball over in a dangerous position. Hickson. Pearce with it. As Arrogant to his right, goes himself. Dangerous moments in the game now for the Tigers. Arrogant looks towards the gap and goes. A big tackle had to be made by Mark Elphick. He got there. Toppin looks in board to Pearce, has Masters there, goes wider to Bristow, skips around 1-2 towards the line, thinks about off passing, dodges a tackle, still he goes Bristow, flicks it wide to Jeffrey, wider to the corner, and Hickson puts the ball down. Bit of razzle-dazzle by Bristow. Brilliant stuff. Ever creative, but in the end, it'll be a Gundagai ball. Berkery breathed a sign of relief, I would imagine, as well. Early on in the tackle count. Trying to create something. Done. And passes it out wide here to underneath in Hollow. Berkery. He's dragged back and loses the ball as well. And Tumut, again, turned the ball over. Look, Berkery not happy with it. He's looking around at his teammates and the line judge. He's not happy with it at all. Thinks the ball was stripped out, but Tumut, at the end of the day, the referee's decision will stand and Tumut will come up with a ball. 20 from the line. Another really, in effect, back-to-back sets, really. Early in the count again. Gifting position here to the Blues. Jeffrey, driven back hard. Wonderful tackle there by Hay. Great tackle. Bristow gives to Pearce. He's fending off one, looking to fend off a second. Berkery has him. Great run there by Pearce. Toppin. Back in board across. They work a rower to Windavai. Received across from Anderson. Still a rower to Windavai goes. He wants to get that right wing free and go towards the corner. Bridgman's waiting. Do they go short side? Iville switches back in to Leopai, who the ball had a Bo Peep. He almost lost it trying to build up a head of steam towards the line. It probably, in the end, stopped him from almost scoring. He got close. Masters back across. Bristow looks for Jeffrey. He's going to go himself. He's still running towards that side. Didn't see anything he liked, so he didn't offload. Toppin. Little kick in. A wiring one. Well taken at the back there by Scott. It's a good opening half, really, for him. So 36-minute mark. We have 4 and a bit of change to go in the half. Tumut with a couple of tries. Draper crossing first in the 16th minute. Masters following that up with a solo display that was brilliant. And the conversion on Masters' try makes it 10-0 now. I call out the referee's going to have a chat to a couple here. Gunner guys now going to be spoken to as well. So Masters being spoken to, and now referee just laying down the law a little bit to a couple. Looked like it was over there actually. He was having a chat to Willis was the other one. Both captains involved as well. So in the end, after all of that, the ball goes to Hay and Gundagai. And they'll get one of their last opportunities of the half to put some points on the board. 10-0. It's a good buffer at the moment. The man we just spoke about with the ball, Willis. Certainly by no means enough between these two sides, what they're both capable of offensively. Jack Elphick, done. Gundagai to halfway. Tout, brilliant ball inside across to O'Hare, who's charging up the middle. How about that pass? And now Mark Elphick gets it moving across to McQueen. Gundagai inspired. McQueen's kick into Ingold. Iville watches it go dead. And an anti-climax in the end to what was brilliant by the Tigers in the build-up. This is Pearce. Under 3 to play. Jeffrey. Pearce. And he's 40-out defensive line. The kick by Bristow. Nice and deep. Great kick too, right down to the corner post. Brilliant stuff. And the teammates flock to him as well in what's been an outstanding opening half by their leader. Kick could not have been better. Gundagai force, they'll have to bring it out the length of the field. The dying stages and tiring. I've missed that, sorry, 40-20. So I didn't realize I thought he was close to the halfway. So a 40-20 for Tumut. Come up with a ball. A couple out from the line now, so a last chance to score. Pearce. Masters. Out to Iville, and that'll be a knock on against Tumut. Eventually it will be. In fact, they've judged it the other way. That's a knock on first from Gundagai. So I thought there was a hand in there. Okay. So I thought it was a knock on by Iville. But clearly not. It might have gone back. Certainly after that Tout or Te Hollow had knocked it on after it, but initially I thought Iville had a hand on it. Doesn't matter. There's no remonstrating from Gundagai. So Tumut with the ball again. Late stages of the half to put more points on. Iville going himself. Passing out here. It's Hickson dancing. Passing back somehow to Iville. Not sure how he got it to him, but he got it to him. And Iville proving elusive in this opening half. Pearce doesn't see anything he likes. I think he wanted Aragon, but he'd gone past by the time he was going to pass it. Topping goes to Masters. Wider here to Anderson. He flicks it very wide out to Bridgman. Bridgman near the line. Just short of it. Couple in from the line. A rower to Windvai. On the buzzer, the last play. Bristow back to Toppin. Bit of razzle-dazzle here. Offloads it. It comes up with the Tigers' butt. And that is where the half will end with Gorman. Tumut Blues get the points decision in the opening half. They lead it 10-0 in the 4X Gold match of the round for Group 9 Rugby League. Tries to Draper and Masters, and a conversion to Toppin, the difference in the game so far. Welcome back, Laurie, Daley Oval in Junee. Group 9 Rugby League action, 4X Gold, first grade. Great to have your company. Great to have Group 9's initiative to push the live streaming forward this year. It's absolute thrill to be involved with the guys, and we're underway in the second half here. If you've just joined us, it's 10-0, the way of the Blues. We'll be going to your left of screen in this half. The Tigers, the defending premiers, going to your right. The try scorers, Draver crossed in the opening 16 minutes, and then not long after that, Masters went across as Berkery brings the ball up, charging here, trying to inspire his side. And so 10-0, couple of tries in the game, both to Tumut. Brilliant by Masters when he went across. His individual brilliant effort. Tay Holo here for Gundagai. It's pretty much the difference. They had a couple of chances late. Really good attacking position. 10 out from the line, Tumut, but couldn't cross a third time. And losing the ball here is Tout. In fact, and Tumut, a great start to them to the second half. Getting around each other. Great defensive play. Tout's filthy with himself. And just shy of halfway, the Blues in another good field position to have the ball. Both sides putting pressure on the offense right throughout this game. Rushing up. Giving less time to use the football. The Blues having the better of it so far. Jeffrey. Gundagai not without their chances, certainly well and truly in this game. Pearce, it hasn't been like it's been one-way traffic or anything like that if you've just joined us. Toppin, just taking their opportunities with a bit of brilliance, really. At the end of the day, Iville, he's been one of those, trying to create plenty with his speed. The little fella, Aroa to Indivai, the big fella. Masters goes up. I think every side should have an Aroa to Indivai just quietly. There's no better man to call in regional sport. Bristow out, Drabber, and a little bit too creative to Hickson. Trying to help his mate out, get on the scoreboard as he has. And the Tigers from defensive 20 have the ball. Beautiful day in Junee, Laurie Daley Oval. Hopefully the Diesels, and I'm sure they will be back to the first grade action sooner rather than later. Field is underneath that. Tout going. Tout's had a few carries, and that's a really good one. Gathers 10 in Junee. And now Elphick gives to Berkery, and when that man gets a head of steam, he can go. He wants to move it on. Elphick passes back. Teholo. He's running past the 40. 35 out from the line, the Tigers. Berkery demanding the ball, receiving the ball, going through Hay. He's going to switch back inside, brought down by Masters, one of the try scorers in the game so far. And the kick's going to come high by O'Hare. And Tout going up, I think it was, and couldn't quite hold on to it. In fact, it was Jack Elphick. And Iville comes down with it. Hickson passes in, ball to Drabber. Or Draber, I should say. Draber brings it out. 15 out from the line. Bristow. First time in this half. Tumut's had to bring it out from their own 20. Aroa to Indivai. Couple hanging off him. One's got a leg, one's got an arm. Toppin gives to a man who's had a really good game in Jared Pearce. Goes beyond halfway. The Blues leading 10-0, still charging. Aragon. He's brought down by Teholo. Spilt free. The kick comes via down there to Anderson, but it'll be a turnover football. A knock on, and the Tigers will have it. Good defensive pressure by them. Good solid defensive set. So important they score first. And certainly 10 points is not insurmountable, but a 3-try game. I know what happened in the grand final, but it's not exactly the same Gundagai side, or form-wise anyway, in this game. And the Blues, seldom this year have they coughed up 3 back-to-back tries. Elphick, Jake, Mark Elphick, passing in Teholo. One of the premiership heroes. Elphick, Berkery, who's had a big start to this second half. You almost sense that he is the man. He is the man for the Tigers if they're to get back into this contest. Field charges up the middle. Brought down Leapai, so too Toppin. Elphick looks to both sides of him. He's going to go towards Hay. And Hay charges. Gets to his feet. Pearce has him, but Elphick quickly up. Teholo. Look for support. Gave back to McQueen. He's going to go towards the pocket down here, looking for Scott to run onto it. But a well taken under there, Aragon. And the Blues do well to hold it just in goal. The Blues bring it out to 10. Good set there by the Tigers. And that'll be a penalty. Not deliberate, accidental, but it'll be a penalty to Tumut. And what was building some really good pressure by Gundagai on the back of the last couple of defensive sets of that attacking option there. They've released that a little bit to the Blues, the leaders in the game by 10 points. You almost sense in this game, I'm seeing your screen, we've played 6 and a bit of change played in it. You almost sense they're giving everything in this probably opening 15 minutes Gundagai and see if they can make those inroads to this game. How do the Blues counter punch to it? Masters. Toppin gives to Aroa to Windavai. Aragon. Toppin with it. Fires past Pearce to Bristow. Iville charging and losing the ball. And just for a moment there, I thought it was going to find the bread basket of Jack Elphick. It didn't. Just trying to get the arm free. In the end, it's going to be a knock-on against the Tigers. Out from the line. So the best attacking position the Blues have been in this half. Leapai. 10 out from the line now. Toppin to Aragon. And he's charging. 5 out here. Tumut pushing. Pearce almost forward with a pass. Smith holds him up. Bristow, ever creative, switches back to the right. Berkery has him, but can offload. Gets back to Jeffrey. Always thinking with ball in hand, Bristow. One of those guys that can change at any moment when he's got the football. Masters. Iville. Iville sees a gap and goes straight through. Will improve the angle for the kick as well. And the Blues have 3 tries. They lead 14-0. 49 minutes right on into the contest. How about that? Going across the line, Anderson setting up Iville. And the rest is history. Becoming the 3rd try scorer for the Blues. make it 16-0. So I said before it was important for Gundagai to score first, and they're going to have to do what few can and score 3 times against a side that many would be surprised if they're not featuring on the last game of the year this year in the Tumut Blues. Trying to get revenge from last year's grand final. They'll be so desperate to get back to that stage. Toppin's kick to come. You'd fancy him more than not from here. Iville's made it a bit easier on him. And the kick is skyward, no good, but it's a slight let off for Gundagai. A couple of misses to Toppin. And the margin with those 3 tries is 14-0. Half an hour under that, under 29 to play in the ball game. Second half here. Watching it on All In Sports. My Group 9 Rugby League action today. Great to have your company. Big crowd tuning into us again today. Pearce brings it out. Runs in a field, the 210s. Toppin. This looks like Masters going for a run. It is. 25 out defensive line. Going to Leapai. Not an easy sight to see Leapai or Aroa to win divide charging towards you. Aragon runs into Teholo. Strong tackle by Teholo. It's where the Tigers have been able to turn the ball over a couple of times today, rushing up on the attack of Tumut, forcing a couple of carry errors. The kick, Bristow sends the Macca's footy high. O'Hare's underneath it, takes it. Iville takes him immediately, cautiously as well, it might add. Tackle by Aragon. And now, again, Berkery. The Tigers outside of 40, just shy of halfway here. Hay went to Teholo. He's driving towards the halfway mark. Referee asking Draper to get up. He does that. Elphick passes to Tout. Bounces off Aragon. Can't get past Masters, but held up. Both arms pinned. Elphick passes Teholo. Gives back across to O'Hare, who goes aerial. Draper underneath this. In fact, it's Hicks, and he's put it down. Jack Elphick comes up with it. And that is a big moment in this game, perhaps, for the Tigers. This may be their opportunity. A mistake by the Blues. Hickson on this occasion puts it down. Jack Elphick, just for a moment with Hickson on the ground, may have thought that he was going for the corner, but he couldn't grab it cleanly and couldn't get away from the hustling Hickson. So 10 out from the line. Hay to feed the ball. Elphick. McQueen. Tigers will need to take these opportunities when they've got this sort of field position. Field up the middle. Pardon the pun, he's 5 out. Wanting to release, no penalty given. Elphick passes Berkery, gives to McQueen. He's sliding even wider out to Gorman, who's going to the pocket. Gorman goes across, and the Tigers draw a bit of blood. Well created. It's 14-4 and game back on here in Junee. When you're a good team, you're a good team for a reason, and both these sides are. You're never out of the contest. You're always in the fight and giving yourself a chance, and the Tigers have done exactly that. They've punished the mistake by Hickson and the Blues, and they've punished them to the maximum, crossing in the corner. We could be back to an 8-point ball game if the conversion is good. And a good reward too. Big believer in reward for effort in sport, and that is a bit of reward for effort, because certainly early on in this half, a couple of great defensive sets and a nice attacking one too, but couldn't get the points on the board. So it'll give the Tigers definitely something, and put in the back of the Blues' minds too, not to get too comfortable with it. What was a 14-0 buffer. The response coming too, 5 minutes after Tumut crossed to make it a 14-point ball game. So almost an immediate response, really. The kick on its way. It hasn't spun the best, and it's off target. So a 10-point game. Regardless, it was always going to be still a couple of tries in it. We have 56 minutes to go. Or 56 minutes, sorry, gone in the game, so 24 minutes to go. We won't be here that long. It's not a final, so we won't have the golden point situation. So a heavy, big hit there. Was that Aragon charging in? But a shoulder charge. And the penalty given to the Tigers. Masters coming in, pleading his case. We do have an injury. That was a solid hit there by Aragon. Now he's come back to, I could be wrong. We can't obviously hear it from where we are, but he touched his head for a moment. I just almost wonder whether there was a clash of heads in it as they went in, and that's what he's claiming, that was the brute force. It almost does look like it. Just trying to pick up the Tigers player. It's Field, who looks a little bit dazed, so maybe that is. I think it is. It's got him in the head, so I think that's what Aragon's saying, is that they've collided heads as he's come in. By the way, the Tigers have a penalty, and on the back of those points, pretty good timing. Beyond 57 minutes played in the match. It's over a quarter of the game to go. We're hearing, for those playing at home, that Tamora is leading the Thunder 28-6, if I heard that correctly. Down in Albury today. Beautiful venue, Greenfield Park, if you're a spectator and want to make it up that way to that part of the world. Now the Tigers, we're back underway here. They've scored the last points of the game, received a penalty. Crowd starting to get into it. There's a bit more of a feel to it. Collins has the carry. He's on the pitch now. Something brewing here, perhaps. Berkery got it really going in this half. He said, jump on the back of me and I'll carry you here. McQueen, Arrogans come up again to lay the tackle. Alongside Pearce. Tay Hollow. He's bouncing past halfway. Jeffrey has him. So two Masters. Now the kick. O'Hare. Underneath this time Hickson takes it, although it slipped down a little bit. And he's quickly mopped up and tackled here by Willis. Iville goes short side. Interesting choice, and why not? He opens things up. Iville goes down towards the wing, crosses back to the middle, passes to Draper. How about that by Iville? Absolutely brilliant. The Blues go across, and potentially is that the game? Iville with a play of the afternoon. I thought he was crazy for a moment going short side. He burned off a couple, dodged another tackle, and then it was easy money for Draper going through for his second. And the beers can be on Draper tonight because Iville deserves a couple. How about that? Probably as good as you'll see this year, to be fair. The fullback, Mitch Iville, has some toe. Absolutely sensational. If he's going to keep producing that football, he wants to get himself an even more glowing pair of footy boots apart from the red. Might just want to go with the old fluoro colours. 18-4. If anything's going to take the wind out of your sails, it's that sort of football. The Gundagai Tigers have had a good start to the half. Yeah, they've conceded some more points, but they've put some on just then. They've got a penalty. They're coming up the field. And then you just don't expect that against the momentum. That's a bit of brilliance. And quite often, to win premierships, it can come down to that bit of brilliance. Toppin to make it a 20-4 ball game. We have a 16-point margin in the game, and we have 19 minutes to play here from Junee. We're back underway again. How about that? 20-4. The Blues leading the way. And to be honest, from here, they're going to be extremely hard to beat. Jeffrey offloads across to Bristow. His effort to set up the first try was absolutely brilliant when he put Draper across. Every bit as good as Iville, really. Well, maybe not as good, but it was pretty good. Leopai up to halfway. 16 points in this ball game now. Iville taken down by McQueen. Good crowd here at Junee, enjoying some quality football by two premiership fansties. Bristow's gone straight up in the air. Masters has taken it, offloaded back somehow. Went across to Anderson, put a boot on it. O'Hare tracks it back and watches it go out. Really looking forward to this Group 9 final series this year. Berkery. Shy of the 40. Mark Elphick. Tout. And the Tigers just tackled down here. Willis. Couple in from the line. Jack Elphick helps to hold him up there to not go further. And now Elphick from dummy half. Masters quickly up. Elphick still going. And eventually brought down. Tout. Straight up the middle. Tigers are a chance. You'd fancy they're going to have to do what they did before and respond almost immediately. Ramage, who's on. Going back to McQueen. He's slicing towards Gorman. Didn't find his intended target. Still no harm done. They come up with the ball, the Tigers. And now to the air, McQueen. Just Draper underneath it. Oh, gee, O'Hare. It was almost brilliant. It might have gone back. Berkery runs onto it. But no, it has gone forward. Berkery was certainly hoping the other way. Gee, O'Hare, how about that? He arrived late and almost snatched it. It was a fingertip. It just probably centimetres away from Gundagai. Bringing the margin probably back to 10, considering where he would have scored. Byatt. So good in that opening 20 minutes, this man, with his run and carry. Aroa to Windavai. Toppin has him. Bristow. And we have here with Tigers ball. So a knock on there against the Blues. Next to the boys in the box. Just a vision a little bit impeded at the moment there. And the Tigers will have it in a great field position here. Okay, so we're 30 out. Better than. Hay to Tout, offloading to Willis. Must get points here on the back of this, the Tigers, you would think. Tay Hollow. Berkery. Last time they went to the left to score. Is that the side they think their best chance? Tay Hollow goes across to McQueen. McQueen thought about passing. And now back in board across here to Collins. 5 out from the line, 5th tackle. The Tigers run to they kick. Hayes going to kick across. Willis goes up. Brilliant take, Hickson. He looks up the field, sees open territory. One Tiger to beat. He takes him on. Burns away from the running here player in Smith. Hickson will go all the way and seal the game for the Blues. A big moment in the clash. A big ball to be taken. He got aerial bounds. Willis came over the top, threw all the eggs in the basket to take it as you needed to really do at the stage of the game. Couldn't do it, and Hickson good enough to get away from the challenging Smith. And 24-4, and you reckon now that's got to be the ball game. So 2 to Draper and 1 each to Masters, Iville, and now Hickson. It's going to be a battle between Draper's second, given what Mitch Iville did, and Hickson's try for try of the game, but again, a couple of brilliance. And really, in the context of this game, it's been that individual brilliance which has separated them. Bristow's effort to set up the first try of the match to Draper in the left-hand edge, and then you go back and watch the replay on that, and then Iville's effort to set up Draper for a second, and then Hickson's individual display, and the kick by Bristow comes back, but it's wide and misses, so it remains at 24-4. You take out those 3 tries of the contest, and obviously they're still in front, Tumut, but that's what really has blown the margin out. The game in general play has been closer than what you see on your screen. There's no question about that. But the Blues, their class has really come to the fore and been better when it's needed to be better. We go down to 11 and a half minutes. The short kickoff by the Tigers doesn't even go the required journey. Nothing going right for them. It's just been that sort of afternoon. They've just been outclassed by better opposition. And anything they're trying, a short kickoff, is not going their way either. It's a dejected looking lineup from what it was 10 minutes ago, it must be said. If you can see that down there, I'll pick that up on the camera as it went through. It might have been just in the corner, but I think the young fella's copped in the side of the head as that ball's come through. Poor fella. He's got McDonald's imprinted on the side of his cheek. So Jeffrey gets up. Aragon. Aragon again. Back across Anderson. A rower to Individe. In fact, it's not. It's Leopai. I really want a rower to Individe across, to be honest. By it. 10 out from the line. Toppin looks to Pearce. Harrigan as well. Which one? Well, he goes in between him. Goes to Bristow in the end. Out to Jeffrey. To Iville. Looks towards the gap. And Willis takes him across the line. Final 10 minutes of the game. It's been great. You've joined us. It's been one of our largest audiences for All In Sports. Well, has been the largest for Group 9, but one of the largest across our sports. A big audience listening to us today. Thanks for your company on Group 9 coverage. You're watching a team that's going to be very, very, very hard to beat. This is with the 16 and done. Willis. In fact, there's none of that Ramage, in fact, I think it is. It's getting to his feet. This would be Tout bouncing sort of pinball style off a couple of blue boys. Berkery towards the gap, offloads it, and the Tigers have put it down again with Ramage. Trying a bit of razzle-dazzle where they can. You've got to say, 24-4. How big could this margin possibly get in this game? Probably doesn't, well, certainly doesn't deserve Tumut to add too many more points in it and really run away with it. They've been the better team, no question, but Gundagai have certainly been in this match for large parts. Another try certainly will inflate that margin, make it look a bit more one-sided than what the game has actually been. Aragon, we've seen that a couple of times here at Laurie Daley Oval this year. We've seen a couple of teams. Probably only Tumut and South Sydney was more of a reflection. 12-0. Bristow charges. I mean, South had a couple of options late to blow that out further, but 12-0 was probably fair in the scheme of the whole entire game. Dowling getting some minutes. Top and Pierce. The Blues hungry. That's a real part of a successful club. When you've got your foot on the throat of the opposition, you finish them off. Anderson's kick. Have the Tigers played at it? They haven't. I'll get the ball back. All right. Tuindavai surrenders it. So stay tuned to the Group 9 Rugby League Facebook page for upcoming matches of this season. This is a charging run here by, like under there, was it Elphick? It was. It went charging out. Berkery. Might have even been done, actually. Now with Collins. Goes on halfway. Can the Tigers add some more points themselves? Perhaps McQueen. Offload is a good one too. Gets across to Smith. Well done, McQueen. Been one of the better players for the Tigers. However, Tumut to come up with a ball. Anderson